it's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking NFL football, if you can call it that. The NFC East Giants Washington football team going head to head in this one. Just a little reminder, if you want 20% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net, just use the code VEGAS. VEGAS. Washington is favored -2.5. The total is 43. The Giants are 1-7 on the season, but 5-3 against the number. Washington 2-5. 3-3-1 against the spread. We've got Nick from the Insider's Room joining us to talk this epic matchup in the NFC East. Nick, garbage games can sometimes be very profitable. So who do you like, or what's the play in this one?
Well, divisional contests, they always mean the most, and they almost always mean the most to the home side. And so I do indeed, I like Washington here. And as you said, it's Craig Trapp himself. He said this a few times that sometimes it's the garbage games where you can make the most money. But you know what the thing is here is this actually isn't really a garbage game. It's an important one for Washington because after
The
smashing
conference,
Dallas
or
20,
the division.
yeah, exactly. It
Believe it
beat
or
Dallas
not.
25-3 2 weeks ago, and it still sits in second place in the NFC least with a record of 2-5. And so the Giants, they're just a train wreck, a disaster. They lost 25-24 at home to Tampa. They gave up the lead late there. So that puts them at 1-7. They're officially out of contention. I mean, unless a miracle were to occur, and that's not going to happen.
It's
So, I mean,
2020, of
what are the
course
Giants?
not.
Yeah, what are the Giants going to do? I just think that they're just going to go through the motions here today. The only win that New York has actually is against this Washington football team. So this also sets up as a revenge game. Washington has looked much better since moving away from Dwayne Haskins, going with Kyle Allen. And really Washington, it had to face sort of a difficult schedule over its first four games. It had the Cardinals, the Browns, the Ravens, and Rams. I mean, all four of those teams at this point all look like they're going to the playoffs. Washington, it's also 5-1 against the number its last six following a straight up win. So yeah, Washington is coming off of Dallas. And so that was 2 weeks ago. So it's also coming off its bye. It's coming in fresh here. And so it has all of these different things working against it here. New York is only 8-21 against the spread in its last 29 following an against the spread victory. So yeah, I like Washington here. It has so many different things working in its favor. Coming out of the bye week, catching the Giants off that heartbreaking loss to officially end the season. It's playing with revenge. It's playing a lot better. This is a short number of points. Yeah, I'm going to lay the 2.5. I like Washington here.
I will say the Giants did cover, in that primetime game against the Bucs. But the problem for me with the Giants is Daniel Jones and his turnovers. Through 21 career games, get this, 36 turnovers, 21 interceptions, 15 fumbles lost. That's a problem. He's only had one game where he didn't have a turnover, and that happened to be against Washington in 2019. So maybe that streak continues here. So maybe he has one clean game. Who knows? The track record says no, though. So something else to watch for when you're talking about the Giants and the Washington football team. I don't know if they'll ever get a name. We'll see. But until then, that's going to do it for our NFC East talk here on Picks and Parlays. As always, great stuff from Nick from the Insider's Room. Nick, thanks for joining us.